What's up? 2024 Cross Nats. Not to spoil it, I had a pretty good race, which I'm very happy with, but some comments, I'll make them through the video. Very cold. It snowed 2 days out. I'm about to post a vlog in a couple days. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and you'll see that. But very cold. It snowed. It was like the worst weather ever. We ran in it, so this felt very great compared to that. I personally like the cold way more than the heat. Our guys, Karami and Pat, love the heat way more than the cold. They didn't like this at all. But my plan was also, let me go back. Solomon Kipchoge, DNFs like instantly, dude. I don't guess he was hurt or something. Yeah, people said he DNS'd. He DNF'd. Like he started and then just started jogging, which I didn't know. I thought the other Kenyan Texas Tech guy was him, but he's the half marathoner who's got a better PR than the American record. So he's supposed to do crazy, but I guess he got hurt. But yeah, my plan here is not to go out crazy. I was hoping they'd go out 225. That always takes bodies. I was praying for that. Like last year, it took my body, and so I was hoping for that. Didn't quite happen. Just go out, cruise. I try and maybe rip for 20 seconds. You got like so much free energy you need to use, and then I settle into my pace. I'm like, okay, I don't care how deep I get buried. I'm one of the best guys in the field. I'll make it through, especially because you pay for going out hard. But they didn't go out hard, so I didn't even end up that far back. It was 70th, but as you can see here, it's not even that bad, which is funny because they went out slower here than I did at pre-nats. And if you saw my pre-nats reaction, it looked just like this. I was buried, and I came through in 242, and they went like 237. But yeah, they went 243, I went 247 for my first K, which is interesting. Very much more conservative, I guess, because no one wanted to fight. They learned from last year. Coaches probably learned from last year, hey, we want to get out good, but you don't want to go out in 220-something to get out good. But yeah, when you do that, you can't fall asleep, so I move up a little slowly throughout the second K. You can see I guess you can't see. We'll see in a second. I'm probably like right here-ish. But I see that yeah, I'm right here. You can see the hair. That's why I dyed it, for this reaction in particular. And they were clowning the hair, guys. I didn't know that's half the DMs I got. They were clowning your hair. C'est la vie. Not everyone's going to love the hair. And it's not supposed to make me look like a model. It's so that I can pick myself out easier in reactions. But yeah, you can see I'm already pretty far up there, or it looks like I'm close, but once again, I'm like right there, like 3 rows, 4 rows back. I'm in 50th. Isn't that crazy? How tightly bunched it is. Just trying to stay on my feet. Like I came close to falling a couple times, but managed to not do that. Yeah, and so we go up this hill, hit the downhill hard, and I can't hit that downhill as hard as I want to because I'm around some randoms. So I'm like, okay, now I got to move up. Like these randoms, now it's getting in my way that the randoms are here. So I move up after the second K. Once we hit that straight, oh my God. Hey guys, get yourself an ultimate holiday deal rolling knife sharpener. When am I ever going to need that, bro? Anyways, we hit the straight, and I just feel so good. I'm like, okay, let me move up. You know, there's a difference between being patient and being stupid. I'm like, this is the time to get to the front. They're not even going that fast. So now I'm 3 rows back. I think I'm in maybe 30th, 40th at this point. But you can see how close, like Patrick's number 1 or whatever. This Washington State guy's number 1. Here for a while it's patient. No one wants to press. Washington State guy kind of takes it, but everything's a little bit half-hearted at this point, so early on. And we're just going much slower. I'm not seeing the paces, but I know we're just going much slower, and I feel much better than we did at pre-nats. Because we were just suicide pace the whole time at pre-nats, who could hang. But this one was, I think we come through in 11:43. That's the only split I saw the whole race. For 4K, we go up and then down, and it's like, yeah, 11:42 for me probably. And we came through in 11:23 at pre-nats, so 20 seconds ahead, which is what I was hoping for, honestly. You can see it. You know, I've actually been hoping. It's easier to race negative splits like we did here, but, you know, I was fit in a way where I wanted a time trial, not a race. Just because, I mean, I regret it now, obviously, if you know how the race ends, but I got 8th at pre-nats and 5th at SECs. It's like, hey, let's be serious. Are you going to train to close 400 hard when you've been getting dropped, or are you going to train to hang? So I've been training to hang. Could hang, but, you know, obviously the speed wasn't there when it mattered. But yeah, still kind of coasting. Now I think it got a little fast here in a second. The Texas Tech guy who I thought was Solomon, but it's Ernest, took it with the Washington State guy, and they just start pressing. And I'm like, okay, perfect. Now it's going to be a little bit more time trial. Let me tuck myself in a good spot. And then people start jostling. I'm pretty bad at this. When people start fighting me for a position, I just give it to them pretty much. See all these guys going around. I'm like, okay, take it. And then they do a cut. And, dude, the NCAA has the worst cuts in the world. It's like they know perfectly how to miss the action. It's like the race is scripted. They know how to miss it. I think there was a fall at the outdoor 10K. They had a commercial break during it. I think. That might be slander. But it has happened at least 2 or 3 times. And here they miss a fall. The most important thing of the race, that wasn't the move at the end. There's a fall at 5K. They do a break from 4.4 to 5.3. Dude, just ridiculous, but, whatever. I think an Iowa State guy fell. Funny enough, he shoved me, like right here. He shoved me, I shoved Parker Wolf. Sorry, Parker, I don't know if you care, but that's momentum. And he just shoved me to try and get on the inside because I had the inside. And I'm not gonna start scrapping in a race. I'm locked in right now. But he fell 600 meters later, so I'm not going to say karma, but yeah, I'm kidding though. Yeah, let's go back. Someone fell. A couple people fell. I think an OSU guy fell too. And that someone decides to start pushing. I don't know if it's Texas. Yeah, Texas Tech's like, oh, they fell. Let me just press. I guess Hopton lost his shoe yeah, there he is, shoeless. I didn't know that at the time until after the race. But, dude, this is the third big race where he's lost a shoe or fell, or both. He lost a shoe here, almost fell. He fell at regionals. How do you fall at regionals? This isn't shading him. It's funny. Like tie your shoes tight or something. Then he fell at the outdoor 10K, which he sacked up and won. That was incredible. Yeah, you guys say I fall all the time, bro. I guess we're twins. But yeah, they're pressing. Dude, where is it? Dude, is that Santiago? He had like a tank top. I saw this before the race. I was like, are his sleeves tucked in? Look at this. He's like got a half shirt. He's wearing a tank top, like gym shirt under his singlet. I saw this before the race. I was like, am I tweaking? Like, are his sleeves tucked in before the race? But no, I guess he like ripped the sleeves off. Good for him. Still jogging. Here I go to the front and I'm like, I'll take it. Was my immediate instinct. I'm not saying I should have taken it, but I definitely, listening to interviews after, Graham saying he was in so much pain. Gary Martin got 11th. He said cross country is like the most painful thing ever. Dude, I don't think any of this race really hurt to me. I just didn't do the training to have those gears. So maybe I should have pressed from 6K. But obviously it's easier said than done. You have to be so much better than the field to do that kind of thing. I don't think I'm that much better, but I might have just been not that good on the day as far as getting luckier than everyone else. Maybe I should have, but no, that's the second. That's like the C move. There's a B move I should have made, and then A is what happened. That's the C move. Maybe I should have just gone with 6K and just pressed. Because we start jogging like right here, maybe the next K, and I still feel good, so I shouldn't have let people stay in or be in. But once again, like I've said this a lot in my career, it's always been a little too late. These guys have got a lot of head-to-head racing experience. I've been so far behind and made so many jumps where the good races are slam dunks like this, where I maybe learned something because I didn't win. But the bad races are so bad, there's nothing to learn from them. Like when I get 12th at NCs 4 years in a row, I'm not learning anything any of those times. I'm just not able to compete. You learn from competing and getting beaten or winning. This is definitely less than 10 races in college, probably less than 5, where I've competed and lost because of it, right? That face plant, if you remember the face plant, I played face plant SECs, this race, the outdoor 5K when I went with Nico, stupidly. You see what I'm saying? I can't think of any others. But that's 3 races. These guys have had whole careers where they've been studs, competing with other studs. I'm just trying to get up there. But I obviously didn't have that mindset on the day. I was like, I'm as good as these guys, going to beat them all. But yeah, I think that's important to factor in. That's what I've been telling myself, obviously a little bit down now. Up and down. It was good, but when you're that close, it's a little upsetting. But yeah, still feel very good. But just every coach I've ever had has preached, don't make stupid moves. You don't want to dictate until the end. So I listened. Maybe it played out, and I'm just going to regret either way because I wasn't good enough. But yeah, the C move was go at 6K. The B move, what I would have done if I had another chance, is I would have ripped right after this uphill. there's a big uphill and then a long, like maybe 400 to 600 meter downhill. So we go up, and then right here it's down. I would have started ripping here instead of letting everyone into it. I would have started ripping here because I still feel so good. And obviously everyone's going to say that, but it's proven when you see Brian makes a move, I'm asleep in the pack. Not because I'm hurting, but because I'm like, okay, they're going to cover it. But once I realize they're not covering, I'm like, what are you guys doing? I swing around. I don't know what Brian's doing. He makes a move, but then I guess let me cover that first. Brian makes a move, but then he's mad, I guess, that Graham covered it, so he goes wide. Tells Graham he has to take the win, but then he doesn't tug in behind. I don't know what he was on, bro. But anyways, I see them go. I'm like, why are you guys not covering? Are we going to let them have it? So I go. So I'm not just talking when I say I felt good. But when they start shifting to the gears that aren't straight aerobic, didn't plan on, as obviously I say, I've said in my videos before, I'm going to win this race. When you get 8th at pre-nats, you aim more for top 5 at the very highest. So I was doing training to hang, tempos. I wasn't doing cut downs or anything like that. Graham obviously is defending. He knows he's going to be in this situation. I can say it wasn't a surprise, and I wasn't surprised I ran this well, but I was surprised I ran this well and felt this good the whole way through. So cover the move. I'm weak up hills, like I've said before. Hills only matter at the ends of races. I said that in an interview after the Olympics because people were hyping up the hill in the middle. People will come back if they press up that hill. When you have a K left after the hill, there's no time to get him back. So he used that perfectly to break Hoptum. I couldn't cover. I just happened to be bad at hills. It's not like he was trying to break me. He's trying to break Hoptum and Brian. He manages to. I try and cover. I'm like, okay, let me try and blow their doors off this last K because I still feel pretty good, but just the wheels are not there, man. Like, I wouldn't even say it was painful. It's just like, can't go any faster. People start fading. I think I went 248, 247, 245 the last three Ks, but I just could not flood my body with the lactate that you got to be able to do. This is the BYU. BYU is putting up like team scores. So let's move Graham's head right here. It's kind of cool. Obviously, I kind of had an idea that they were up, and I kind of had an idea that honestly I knew. Like the sign said like plus 65. I was like, oh, BYU's up, like they're ahead 65. They're ahead 40 when it said 40. I was like, dang, I guess someone is not having a good day, but on our team. But I was hoping they'd pull through or something. But we'll get into the teams stuff after this. But yeah, that was cool, good for them. And they were lathered in baby or olive oil or something. I was like, that's some Diddy stuff, but it worked for them, bro. But yeah, Graham's still going. Dude's doing awesome. Hopton's covering. I mean, I realized Graham's won it, but I'm like, maybe I can get these two. I give him too much of a gap here. I think I closed a little bit in the last straight. But yeah, I mean, in hindsight, I could have won. I should train to win. But the plan was to be as good as these guys before I was beating these guys, right? So now I could probably say I'm as good as them. Still trying to get second here. Not quite able to do it. And, I mean, it makes me feel better that he didn't have a shoe. Because even if I beat him, it's like, okay, he didn't have a shoe. You know what I mean? So I'm at least third. And then Schubert is a beast. He's a cross-country stud, dude. And they kept saying, like, before we get into the finish, they kept saying, okay, lead pack, Graham Blanks, Dylan Schubert, whatever. I think it was Joey Noakes, the second BYU guy. Yaseen? What is Yaseen? What the? He's having the race of his, what the? Like, their minds were blown. I'm like, okay, I understand. I've gotten 30th, and then I did a little worse last year than 30th. But Dylan Stud he's a Nationals warrior, man. Does this every year, but he got 40th at pre-nats. Like, I got 8th and I was depressed after. He got 40th. This guy's a confidence freak. They're like, holy crap. Yeah, Hoptum, Samuel, Dylan Schubert coming through. Yaseen! What the heck? Yaseen! I'm like, this guy's a stud, man. We were looking at the biggest movers. It was like him. He got 40th at pre-nats and then third here. And then I think, shout out Marco Langen. Marco Langen, a Villanova guy, got 15th, and he was like 2350 at Nuttycombe, which is it's like 30th weaker race. So stud. Both super good peakers. And then, I mean, I did well, but relative, relative to my choking at nationals, it was a bigger surprise probably. But relative to him running how he ran at pre-nats, I mean, he does this every year though. Just normal in the regular season, then a stud at nats. Shout out Dylan. And then yeah, he wins. I thought he was way farther ahead. I was hoping it'd be a 10, 15 second beat, because then I'm like, okay, just I wasn't gonna win. Second instead of fourth is not life changing, so it's fine. But he was 4 seconds up. I know he's celebrating, but you know, it just feels like it was right there. Like a couple differences in preparation. Now that I know I could have won, instead of knowing I'm trying to get, you know, fifth or, you know, break my 30th place at least. I think I told someone, obviously I'm trying to win, but, you know, I wouldn't be super frustrated if it was top 15, just because of how bad I've done in the past. But not to sound like some pansy, I wanted to win. But the training was definitely, let's be realistic, you want to get top 5, and then let's see if you can win after that. But yeah, fourth is good. It's embodied in my celebration. I like shrug, like you can't be upset. Hope someone got a photo of that. I still haven't gotten a photo of that shrug. Not one to. I don't like selling when you don't win, but I mean it was a big step for me, so a little something for me. Then threw up the A. Beat some guys. Someone DM me, oh, you beat Casey Klinger, because I have a video about he was like Goliath. If I'm David, he's Goliath. To me in high school, just because he was so good. But I digress. Other topics. People thought the Kenyans would do crazy. Obviously, there's a lot of complaining about Kenyans, stuff like that. Bro, either I said that in another video. You can complain or you can beat them. If you can't beat them, you're not the kind of person who there's a problem with. You know, it's guys who are about to get cut from their teams for this SEC rule who are complaining about Kenyans. You know, I mean, Brian's not doing anything to you. You suck. Brian's good, right? Karami and Pat, people are commenting crazy stuff on the photos. Karami and Pat being in the NCAA doesn't affect you. You guys suck. A lot of the people commenting that stuff, right? Casey Klinger, people say he's old. Dude, he's getting the craziest hate I've ever seen. It's ridiculous. The only people who could complain is probably Parker, I guess, and maybe me. I know people get frustrated I'm a sixth year, but that's like a normal, I guess, college route. But you either beat him or you don't complain. You guys, like, you know what I mean? Parker doesn't complain. He's a stud. He knows, and he also got hurt, so he probably would have beat him too. But I was thinking about that. Parker's like the only guy in the NCAA who should be complaining about any of this stuff, and he beat, you know, who everyone is complaining about, except Brian and Casey and, you know, maybe me, if you count that. I said this before, I'll say it again. You either rise to the occasion or you probably would have faltered out somewhere else. The pros, like the guys who would have been on the radar if it wasn't for Brian or some of these older guys, would fade as pros, just like a lot of pros fade when they win in weak years, right? Graham, because of how dang hard the NCAA is now, is going to be a stud, and everyone knows he's going to be a stud because every challenge that comes, he's surpassing it. If pros come in, if Kenyans come in, if 28-year-olds, if half marathoners, American record holders, so he's going to be good. So if you really care about American running, NCAA, these guys doing well in the future, you should be happy that the stakes are getting higher. There's more asked of you, to whom it's in the Bible. What is it? To whom much is given, much is expected. We've been given the talent to be at this high level. We're expected to continue to rise to the occasion. When it's too cold, Brian had to sack up. The Kenyans hate the cold. There's guys who are older, there's guys who are foreign, whatever. You've got to sack up. I'm rambling now, though. But for the team results, I mean, Karami and Pat 2021, you'd think they got 200th, man. Those guys are studs. Obviously, they're upset with that. But you'd think they got 200th place the way they're acting. I'm like, you guys finished better than I've ever finished in my career before today. Dang near any national meet. But yeah, they did bad relative to their expectations. They're really good guys. They could have done much better. But yeah, the cold took bodies. I mean, Dismas and Victor, who both beat me at SECs, were 41 and 50 something. But yeah, team results. I think I said in an interview, I was glad we weren't. The way we lost, I was okay with. Like, I wanted us to get beat bad if we were going to get beat. But in retrospect, we were one guy off of a win, right? We had some really good pieces. We were hoping we needed one more person to come through. We had sub 4 miler and one outdoors finalist and one guy who was cross All-American last year. We were hoping could come through a little more, but that's how team stuff goes. That's how cross country is. I got freaking 200th last year, 4th this year. A little unpredictable, but still very proud of us getting 3rd. BYU won. That was good for them. It wasn't as bad a beat as I thought, which makes it feel worse. But you know, that's how the team side of the sport is. Like, I've been saying this for a couple weeks to the guys. Like, we don't decide how. Me, Karami, and Pat don't decide if we win as a team. It's the guys who are 4 and 5 are way bigger swings. You guys are 100-point swings, whereas we're like, you know, I was thinking I'd be a 20-point swing, and Pat and Karami will be 10 or 5-point swings. But unfortunate, but it was very fun being on a team with the chance to win, getting to compete. Iowa State came through big to get 2nd, and Wisconsin had a really good race to get 4th. And yeah, BYU won. Good for them. Thank you for watching. I'm very happy with the race. Maybe I could have won. You're going to think that. I mean, I'm a competitor. You're going to think that no matter what, man. 100% silk sleepwear, hot sale. You're gonna think that no matter what. But yeah, I'm probably doing a 3K in 2 weeks, maybe 5K. Not sure yet. I don't know. It hasn't completely set in. I don't really know how I feel, bro. Become a channel member if you want to see more behind the scenes videos about my career and the coming up. Like the video. Subscribe, please. Thank you for watching.